Welcome to Open Source Arting with Malcolm Luther. This is my vlog podcast show where I kind of show my artings what's going on. As always, please check me out on my Patreon or anywhere on social media, #MLH Studios. The few, the proud, the creative. Join up today. Join the Crazy 88. Still have positions available at the executive council level. Holla at your boy. Peace. Okay, those are quick commercial types. Now, boom. Okay. Okay, let me go to properties. Pause. Stop. Okay. Okay, this is going to be me talking about the show for realsies. So here we are. This is me working, I do a lot of rough draft and fractal work. That's where a lot of my color schemes, and you'll see where it goes to later on. But I've been working in fractals for so long now, and I got the idea from this super cool cat called, I won't drop his name, but you know who you are. He had a couple of books I got into back in the day. Good looking out, Mr. Gamonopoulos. But I like to explore the different terrains, add lighting that gives the 3D element. Now, this video that's coming up that we're watching right now is actually got a lot of sped up stuff on it. This is me working out my comic book layout format, where you can see those are the fractals broken down into different patterns for backgrounds. Swirlies. Okay, this one is a really quick sketch, but it's sped up like 10 times. So you'll kind of see me working in Drawchemy, and there's another program I use on the computer called Alchemy. Same thing. It's like a rough sketch tool. And you can kind of see how things kind of fill in and go in from here. But I'm a really big fan of that. And if you check on my Patreon, pretty soon there'll be a list of all of the apps I use. Hint, 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 hint. Because I do believe in the open source arting mythos. I don't think you should have to pay for your creative programming. And you should be able to create with from your cell phone to oil paints to whatever. It's all art. Anybody tells you different's just bragging. This is the final image from Drawchemy, and all of the swoops and zooms and whatnot, that's what I do in Blender, an open source 3D program. But I'll talk about that a little bit later. Okay, these are some patterns. Branding, my friends, branding. It's all about branding. Okay. Now we're quickly going to swoop through some kaleidoscope images, which these are sped up also, but this stuff works pretty well in the backgrounds, for backgrounds, what have you. Tell me what you think if you like certain things. This is where a lot of my pattern work starts out like this, and then eventually it'll go into physical paintings. Here we go. This is a video I took of my artwork. Scanning it doesn't really convey the texture. The two big pieces are 11 by 14, available for $100 a piece. The smaller piece right here, those are 5 by 7s, canvas board. Now this is just raw canvas, that one in the middle, so it can still be mounted or stretched, but there's a 5 by 7 on the other end. And as you go through this video, you'll see me moving in. Now these are just on card, and then the shininess comes from a clear shellac. So starts out as card, I clear shellac it over the marker a few times, gives a nice permanence, suitable for framing or hanging in the house. These I can let go for like $25. I know subject matter, but it is what it is. We seem to have an obsession in this country, and that's all I'm gonna say about that. And I did these maybe 5-6 years ago after a tragedy. But, okay. Here we go, 5 by 7. This is on canvas board. And the reason why I'm shooting it is now you can see the difference between the tinfoil, the gold paint, and the acrylic paint. When I scan it, it just turns it to a flat color, and there's a lot more texture in my physical work. This was a test piece I was working on, and leader of the Crazy 88 said it was okay, so I'm including it. Here you can see me kind of a long video version. Usually I would cut out the shakes and whatnot, but I'm holding the camera at an awkward angle. Takes me a second to stabilize it, but the shimmery you see is fingernail polish, gold paint, silver paint. You'll see it once I swoop back over there again. A lot of abstract shapes and subject matter, as you can see in my physical artwork, but it does kind of tie in with the digital work. Here we go. This is a good zoom that shows you the textures. And the thickness of the paint. But shout me out on my Patreon if you're interested in any of my physical artwork. We can haggle, we can deal, we can work something out. And there's always new stuff that's on board. Oh, this is from today. Believe it or not, these are images. This is the video from the images I shot today of the abandoned building in downtown Detroit, an abandoned factory. I think they used to make Cadillacs here back in the day, back in the 30s and the 40s. I don't want to get any closer up there because there might be people living up. You never know. But in the daylight hours, I felt pretty safe being here. Another same thing. And then I'll post, I have images that go with this too. All right, and now this is right here gonna be a lot of whatchamacallit, kaleidoscope images. This is the video and whatnot in real time. I think I did 3 minutes of this, but once I'm done with the kaleidoscope, I think this will be the first audio for the show. So you can see I take my fractals, throw a kaleidoscope on top of them, shift the colors, record, repeat. And depending on copyright, there should be a pretty good beat dropping in here to get your groove on. And hold up. Boom. Okay, recording the audio this way allows me to adjust the video again, because I did some centering and whatnot, but when I go through and marry this up with this will be a good chopping point. Rule of thirds, people, rule of thirds. Art should be calming, art should be relaxing. It can be provocative, and it can open your mind, but it's just a different way of looking at the same situations and patterns we all deal with. Open source arting is a way to express yourself without getting tied up in the racketa and rigmarole of programs and hardware and stuff like that. I make beats, I make pictures, I make videos, I take pictures, I paint. I do a lot of creative stuff, and I've been at it a minute where if you're interested, look me up. The deal with my Patreon, I guess this gives me a time to do a much longer commercial about it. Okay, here's the deal with the Patreon. Patreon should be my main source of income from my arting. Basically, go on there. If you like what you see, you can leave a $2.50 tip. You like that? But it's free, you don't have to pay. I'm always posting new pictures and arting and whatnot, and if you join my Patreon and you're at the $5 and above level, that's gonna give you access to pretty much all of my creative stuff. And I'll be doing calls, live interviews, a bunch of different creative experimentations, if you will. Now, the next level up from the $5 level is the $15 level. And at that point, you get a monthly magazine of images and stills of all of my pictures and arting going on. So every month, you get a book from last month's pictures. And the way it's going, you can make requests. I take requests. If you like a particular thing and you want more of that, I can bang out a little bit more of that for you. There's going to be some traveling with the MLH Studios coming up, Michigan Con, and then Dragon Con, cosplay. I've got costumes being made by my moms right now. And as always, shout me for a holler if you're looking to have something custom made and whatnot. Gonna blow your mind. But I think it's about time for me to wrap up. Thank you so much for watching Open Source Arting with Malcolm Luther, listening to some music in the background, and looking at my eye candy. Like, I don't know where this will be at ultimately, but right now I'm looking at pretty flower pictures or video of beautiful flowers from Miss Ann's garden. And I think I'm gonna cut it right there. That's all, folks. Once again, this is your boy, Malcolm Luther. Thank you for checking out Open Source Arting with Malcolm Luther from MLH Studios. Sign up on my Patreon, please. I'm pushing my Patreon and my YouTube channel because they're both gonna be linked. Check me out on all your other social media places too. Peace!